In this video, I'm going to go over the work schedule add-on. To get to work schedules, go to your add-ons and install the work schedule add-on. In this demo site, I already have the work schedule add-on, so I'm just going to go navigate to the bottom here. Work schedules. Click configure. From here, you can enter different work schedules. To check the default work schedule, just simply click on Workspace Default. And on here, you can enter your holidays. So if you're going to be off January 1, you would click that. And if you're going to be off December 25th, and then maybe you're going to be off for Thanksgiving, these are where you put your holidays and then non-working days. When you're done, you can click Recalculate Schedules. If you want, you can even send an email to the project managers. If their schedule was changed, they would get notified. But normally you just hit Recalculate. Now that sends off a job to recalculate everything in the system based on the new default work schedule. To change the default work times and work days, you can simply click Default Work Days here. And now you can change which days you're working and the work times. Make sure that your work days add up, and you really want to make sure that your default workday length is consistent across the system. So use careful consideration before you change, what the work schedule is, because Project Insight does check, does calculate everything across the system consistently. You really want to use a work schedule that works for everybody. There's also a newer feature in the work schedules area called alternative work schedules, and this is where you can enter a different work schedule that'll start and end on a specific date, or it just starts on a different date. So for an example of this might be a summer schedule, where you'll take some days off in the summer, where you go from a 4-day week to a 5-day week to a 4-day week. So this is how you can change the schedule, what's going to happen in the future with an alternative. And this also applies to individuals. Each individual can have their own work schedule as well. Let me go back. You can enter new work schedules here and change the user to use a different one. You'd have to turn this feature on to do that, to allow a user to have their own personal work schedule by default that's different. Also, you can have assign a different work schedule to a task. This is an advanced feature. Maybe you have a piece of equipment that has a base schedule. That's what this would typically be for. So in order to turn that on, you have to turn on allowing a task to have its own work schedule. So once you have these other work schedules, they can inherit from the Workspace Default. Note that the different days that I entered already show up, plus some new ones. So another work schedule can have all different days, all different work times. Then if you want to change individuals in your system to use different work schedules, you'll navigate to their admin, click the full edit. Under resource info, you can actually pick what their work schedule inherits from. If it's a new schedule or the default, which is normally everybody just has the Workspace Default. But once I've saved that, I can actually look at the work schedule specifically for this individual. And these work schedules are also tied into the PTO, so the users can actually take their own days off as well. So this is all interwoven together, and these work schedules are how a capacity is calculated for an individual. So it's important to have some planning before you go into a lot of detail with this. Also, when you're on a project, you can allow a user to use their own personal default work schedule by simply choosing personal default over the project work schedule. So this allows the tasks to be calculated in consideration of the person's individual personal schedule. So meaning, like, if they're off a day and you assign the task to Craig, then the system will automatically skip over the day that they're not even there for you. So this is a good feature for people who really have high capacity needs with individuals that work in various different schedules across the system, when it allows the schedule to automatically work around their their personal defaults. So again, get to the add-ons, and the work schedules add-on is there.